So in the second topic, we need to talk about the meaning of the address. The meaning of address. What's the meaning of the address in programming language? Can anyone say that? The definition of these terms? Zelal? Could you answer that? I'm waiting, Zelal. Can anyone know the meaning of the address in programming language? Yes, the location where the data stored. Is that right? This is right, guys. And so, in our computer, we have the central processing unit. We have the CPU. For example, manufactured by the Intel, Motorola, Nvidia, or some other companies. Okay, and so this CPU performs the basic task for the whole arithmetic, comparison, and the bit process. Okay, and so we can manipulate or we can condition the whole the data 1 and 0 by using the CPU, but we stored everything or the every variable are stored in the RAM, random access memory. If you are using this variable, for example, my program is running right now, the Visual Studio Code, and so the RAM possesses the data to be evaluated or to be run on the CPU, and so we can see the screen or also a Visual Studio Code. Okay, and so for example, in a simple case, we have the A equal B plus C. Okay, how we can process this data when we write on the Python? Firstly, CPU takes the values of A, B, and C from RAM. Okay, and but how can it get the values? Because we know these values at a specific location, otherwise we cannot store it, right? And so we can use it the address notation in C or C++ programming language, and also Python one, right? And so we can conclude that each variable is associated or linked or connected with specific address in a RAM location. Okay, so this specific address or the numbering system gives us the definition of the address, and so if we know any variable address, and so we can access it. Okay, we can reach it. This is the meaning of the address in any programming language. Okay, and so what is the meaning of variable? We must talk about variable. If we know the definition of the address, we can write in programming language language that possesses dynamic type system, which means that we can assign any integer to the string value assigned to the bool value, and another one. All variables are considered as pointer, kept, and address. Okay, which means that if we are creating any variable in Python, also we create the address or only the address is created with associated with what the A, B, and C, just like in C or C++ programming language. Okay, and so the interpreter allocate the RAM location for each address when the variables are created, guys. Okay, and so we can conclude that when we use the variables created in Python, we actually use value stored in a RAM location, not the address of variables, which means that we can use the address to reach this RAM location in order to use the value. Okay, and so the A is what is seen as the address, but if we use this A, and so we can point this RAM location and we get the values of the A in here. Okay, and so in Python every variable is an address, nothing more, because we have the dynamic type system. But in C or C++ programming language, we cannot do that. We cannot represent that, because in C or C++ programming language, we have the variables and we have the address as a different type. In Python, we have everything defined as an address, but if we use this address and also we have the values of these things, so we cannot define the address value or address in Python, but we can define in C or C++ programming language. Okay, and then what happened in the example conditions? The integer variable is assigned to float ones. In C++ we cannot do that, but in Python we can. Just remember that we can assign the A 5 and B 2.2. Okay, A is integer type, B is the float type, and so what happened if I assign A is equal to the B? And so just see that if I rerun this code, the B is a 5 because the A is assigned to these things, but this is float value, this is the integer value. And so how we can do that? We need to understand this mechanism or the underlying mechanism of the Python. Okay, and so in this case, now the address kept in A is assigned to B, not the values of the B or A. And so the B is an address. It's indicating to what? The literal 2.2. A is an address indicating to the what? The 5 integer value. This is the 5, the literal value. Okay, this is constant, this is constant, and so RAM possesses the 5 and 2.2 variable, but the A is an address, B is an address, and so B equal A is indicating to the what? Address of A is assigned to the address of B. Okay, so if this is the case, we can create the dynamic type, right? But we have another question. What if we assign the new literal to A? For example, A 1 2 3, B A, and also we can assign the A 4 5 6. In this case, A, for example, the address of the what? The 001. Okay, In the second place, B is address of the 001. But in the third place, if we assign the new variable, what it says? So in this case, print A and print A. Is that you wanna test F? This one. Okay. And so the print A can be given in here. Okay. If we are assigning the A is equals to the B, and so the A remains the same just now, 5 and 5. Okay. But we cannot reach the 2.2 variable in here, just like this one. Okay. If we assign the A, this is the specific address location, the B 5, and so this 5 is stored in the RAM, for example 12222. For example, this is the address number of these terms, and so the other one is the the 23, for example, or 53, and so the A is assigned this address to the B, and so the B and A indicate to the to the same point, which is stored with the with the 5. Okay. But in the another case, just like this one, the print A can be assigned this right now. Just see that the print A is 1 2 3. Print A or print B can be given in here, just like this one, and so 1 2 3. But at the last case, we will have the print A with the 4 5 6. Okay. Is that okay with you? Okay. So this is the basic definition of the utilization of the address. What we print if we print B at the end for this case, right? Lion, you are asking about this case? Yes. Okay. In this case, we have the A is equal to 1 2 3, and so the print gives us the 123. Okay, and so the B is equals to the A, which means that the B is equals to the 1 2 3. But after that, the 4 5 6 is assigned to this value, and so if you rerun this code, just see that 1 2 3 is given in here because this is the, for example, 1111 is the A address in here. Okay, and so the B address is assigned to the B, and A is still remains to the 111. Okay, but in this case, this letter is stored at a different place of the at the RAM. Okay, and so the address of the A is now recreated in here, for example 222. Okay, and so this literal should be stored in the different area of the RAM. Okay, and so this A is indicating to the another address right now. Okay, but the B is the same with the 1 2 3. Okay, and so how we can test this theory? We have some special function in Python programming language, guys. Okay, which means that the A is assigned to 5, B is assigned to 7. Okay, and so in order to learn about the address value of A and B, we can use the ID function. Return the identity of an object. Identity means that its address, but the definition is given in the in the Python. But in C or C++ programming, ID is a pointer. ID returns to the pointer address value of these terms. Okay, just like the ampersand operator. Okay, and so if you rerun this code, and then we will have the this value. Just see that 5155 blah 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 040 and 155 blah 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 and so 104. Okay, this is the address location of the RAM. Okay, in your system this may have the different address value, but in my system my RAM stores to the what the A and B at these addresses. Okay, and so what happened if I assign the B is equals to the A in here, the print A and B. Okay, and so A does not change in here, but the B is changed, and so in this case the print new line should be given in here for seeing easily. Just see that in the first place 2711693361 is the same with the next address, right? And so the B and A is are indicating the same location right now. Okay, but what happened if I print the 5, but ID 5? The literal should have an address in this case, and so if I rerun this code, just see that the A indicating to what special location of the RAM, B is indicating to what the A value, or the indicating the A values in here, or it means that the 5, and also we can write the ID 5, and so which is stored already in the RAM, and so these three addresses are the same. Lion, do you understand these concepts right now? Just see that 5 is not a variable, it's a literal, but the same address are seen in the what the A and B. Okay, so what happened if we increase the values of the variable? For example, A is equals to the 100. Okay, and so we can print the ID A in here. Okay, and so the results or the resulting address is different the other ones. Okay, just like this one, this is different from the another ones. Okay, so what happened if A is equal to the A plus 1? What's the result of this code? Can anyone answer that? At each iteration we will get the new address. Just see that 225 and blah 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 36 and 68, and also if we increase the new values in here just like this one, and so we will have the new address in here because we increase the value, the RAM value of A, indicating this point. And so at each iteration, if we are using the plus operator in here, and so the A is changed. But in C or C++, this address, the address of A, does not change. But in Python, it's changed. Efe, do you get it? This concept, Lion? In C or C++, we don't have any change at the address, but in Python, at each case, the literal is changed, and as well as this, the address value, pointing address, is changed in here. Okay? So we have the another definition in Python, the meaning of immutable and the mutable types. These are the very famous concepts, but we actually may use these concepts. The immutable types means that if the value of variable is not changed when it is created, but the mutable types means that if the value of variable is changed when it's created. But what's that means? I can give an example just like this one. 1 2 3 print id a and a 4 5 6 and print id a. Okay, and so if I rerun this code, and then we will have the two different address in here. Okay, and so this means that if the address of a change happens, which means that this is immutable. Okay, so if the same idea can be given in here, Ankara, Malkara, okay, and so if I rerun this code, and so the address is changed, this is immutable. Okay, and so immutable if the value of variable is not changed when it's created. Do you understand the concept of this, guys? If I choose the what 1 2 3 in here, the same addresses happen, but if I choose the different address, different values, and so we will have the different address, and so we should call it the immutable. Okay, so we need to talk about another properties that we are utilizing mostly in Python, the built-in functions. Okay, what's the meaning of the built-in function? In Python, the libraries must be included to the source file using import keyword, just like the include one in the what in C or C++ programming language. Okay, when we need to use it. Okay, for example, in C++ include stdio.h must be included in order to use the what print or the scanf function. Do you remember that? But in Python we don't need to do that. Some functions called built-in function do not require this kind of operation. For example, can anyone give an example for this? Efe, can you say the one name or one function that's considered as the built-in in Python? For example, the print. Print is a built-in function. Okay, or print length of the variable, but integer does not seen in here. Can use the list variable in here, just like this one, 5, and so this the array or the list, and so we can return what the len. Okay, or print type, right? Type 5. This is also a built-in function. Or print max, for example 1 2 3 4, and so this returns to the what? The maximum values. Okay, or min. Okay, and so this built-in function directly can directly be accessed by what? By the user. Okay, and so we can use it easily, and then we don't need any import operation to use this function. But in C or C++ programming language, you must include the stdio, stdlib, and some other libraries. Okay, but the Python possesses this built-in function that we can use easily. Okay, any question? Guys, do you understand everything what I'm saying in this lesson? Everything is okay? Yes, you didn't answer. Yara, immutable and immutable will be explained in the class structure. This is a simple example, and you can't easily understand the immutable and immutable concept. I will explain it in detailed in the in the class structure, class concepts. Okay. Okay, just be patient about that. Okay, and so we can continue with the functions and the methods, guys. We need to define it just like this one, the functions and the methods. Okay, anyone remember that the function definition in C or C++ programming language? What do we need to define a function or the methods in C or C++ programming language? Can anyone know that? Yara, can you answer this question? But Yunus, why do we need to define a function? I think we need to collect the whole process into one function. Just remember that if you have for example, a requirement to create the mean value or calculating the mean value of a list or an array, we can write a function, because we can use this function at everywhere, like the print, like the max, like the min, right? And so this produces what? Just like you said, the return type and the name, right? And so we can return to the what in these functions to the another one. We can return to some produced values, which is used at every step of this code to make the code shorter. Yes, Yara. Okay. And so week 2.1.py, let me give it in here, and so we can move in this code. I will share this code, guys. And so you can easily study about my code, which is written in the lesson. But what is the difference between the function and the method. Function is a global subprogram, just like the main function, right? That is not included in any class. Guys, did you take the C++ or the C programming language? C++. And so do you have information about the class definition, right, Egemen or Donya? A little. But you should understand that the basic meaning of the class, I think. Is that right? I can assume that you are basic knowledge about the class or not. Can I assume that? Yeah, a little, no information. Okay. So the methods in the Python, a global subprogram that is contained in any class, okay, or included in any class, okay. So this is the basic difference of the definition of the function and the method. If we are talking about the method, and so you will understand that this is a class method, class function, but only we can say the function, and so this is the global subprogram that's not included in any class, okay. For example, the before the session of the example for prototype, we must write that the function name and we should give the argument list at this function. And so at the left hand side we must give the the function name, and we should use the open and closes brackets in here, and so we will give the the argument list in here, just like this one. And so in the first place the print 5, right? And so is the print is a function or not? Function, because the print does not possess any class, but the class object possesses these things. In C or C++, or especially for the C++ and the Python, we derive every class from the object class, which means that the object is the ancestor of the of every class, okay. And so this print is contained in the class object, which means that this is not a method function, but this is called function because the only object class possesses this, because the object reach every class, because the object is the parent of all class that you can define, okay. And so the print is a function, okay. And also we can write the help function just like this one. And so just see that the print 5 help on built-in function printing modules. See the print and the whole the parameters values or the other things are given in here just like this one. And so we can analyze the whole information regarding about the print function in here. And so print is a function, okay. And also a is equals to 5, b is equal to 1, and so the print a comma b. And so the function name is the print, but a and b are the argument lists relating to the this print. And so this is if this is a function, we can give we can give the a and b value as an argument. And so this print process a and b and returns to the to this output, right? This is the return values of the what, the 5 and y of the prints. Okay, any question? Any question? Okay, if there is no question, we'll continue with the what with the another examples. Okay, and so we have a special operator or special keyword in Python. For example, a is equal to the 6, b is equal to the a, c is equal to the 6. Okay, and so the print a is b can be used in here, but just remember that is a special keyword checking the address location for Python variable, which means that if the address of a and address of b, that's indicating to the 6, is the same, it returns to the what? Returns to the true. Okay, and so if I rerun this code, and then we will have the what, the true value in this case, because a and b shows or indicate to the what, to the same location in this case. But print a is c can be given in here. What is the output of this code? A is c. Yara, what's the output of this code? For the a is c. True. Why? Because a and c points to the what, the 6 value. True and true. Okay, but if I change the c 7, and so the print ac output is the false, because we don't have the same location at the a and the c. Okay, and we can write that is not c. What's the output of this code? A is not c. True or not? If I rerun this code, and then true, and this is false, but this is true because a is not c. It's true. Okay, any question? Okay, if there's no question, and then we will take a break for 10 minutes. Okay, and so at the 3:50 we will start.